So thank you for the invitation, particularly because people in OCASI knows my totally opposition of the concept of the new agency of the future, and from the social perspective, not from the business model, from the social perspective. I want to basically suggest that different things has to happen before we engage in a commercial enterprise. First of all, we have to define sustainability, but not sustainability itself for an institution. We have to define appropriate sustainability, what your mandate allows you to do, what you really want to do in terms of the social issues that you basically deal every day with your clients and your stakeholders. We have to define maximizing social impact. What is it? Is the individual integration of someone, is to find a house for someone, is to make someone to feel welcome in this country, or is a macro-oriented level when we are going to go by the policy that the government defines? What is it? Is the same investors than donors? Investor is going to go and check something that is called the commercial cost-benefits model. A donor is going to request a report about the social impact that you have. Funder priorities versus social needs. Are we going to continue with the eligibility criteria being imposed to the sector and believing that this is the way to go for social impact? Are we going to believe that in this climate, the reduction of budget and the imposition of a conservative agenda from the federal government is the way to go? Or we are going to say something about it? How an organization that receives 75 or 80% of the funding from the federal government is going to say, enough is enough. Your policies are destroying our clients. What is the voice of the sector? That's my perspective. It is possible that an institution that maximizes social impact could be sustainable in this climate, with this government, with these policies, with this change of values. It is possible that an institution that denounces the impact of government policies on migrants and refugees continue being sustainable in this climate with this federal government. Before we start analyzing a commercial venue, we have to analyze the climate that we are. Are we going to be here for another 4 years with the federal government? And we are getting ready for that? What is the agenda? What is the basis of the agenda when you define it? The discussion for me is about polarization. What the federal government is doing is polarizing the sector into different options. Okay, one is, and I quote from the Agency of the Future Blueprint from discussion, that was a document that was produced around 2 years ago. They said government and commercial enterprises and not newcomers are the sector clients. Newcomers equipped by the sector with the skills and attitudes are its products. We produce now, and product to be sold to government and commercial enterprises. That's from that document. So my model. I work for immigrants now that define in this present time in Canada that the Canadian border is not just a wall around the country. The migration experience for the newcomers that we're facing creates walls inside our own country. And who create these walls? The federal policies. If not, just check the newspaper, no? Now in the Ombudsman bill, the provinces will be free to impose criteria for refugee claimants to receive social assistance. Are we going to get and feed that gap? The other discussion is clear. Fundamental policy decisions to privilege economic migration. Are we going to start moving to the idea that an immigrant is an economic unit? That's the option, to commercialize our expertise? And other selections, are we going to start saying, well, they are selecting this and this and this, so we in that case has to be the brokers now? What is the mandate of the sector? So for me, the fundamental policy decision of privilege economics on protection or social issues or humanity is a serious implication. This sector was not created to support economic units. Review the history of this sector. And you can define me as a dinosaur, but you won't move me from there, because I am one of them. I am alive because this country opened the door for me. And I know my grandchildren because you guys were working in social issues and protecting people. Don't sell it, please. The federal policy are increasing the walls inside this country. That's why we are now talking about a border, an horizontal border. Because you cross the border once, but then you don't know you have the paper to go to school, or to receive medical care, or to apply for housing, or to do this, or to do that. So the border is moving inside our cities, inside our institutions. So we have to stop it. So the policies are creating this inside. The phobias, no? The xenophobia, the transphobia, the homophobia, the biphobia, any phobias that you can imagine. If not, talk to our Muslim community. They are creating poverty. Our policies are creating poverty. They are creating lack of access for health for a particular individuals. They are isolating people. I am talking about non-status people. They are creating problems for access to education. Our policies. They are allowing exploitation. Our immigration system is used to traffic people into Canada, human traffic, our immigration procedures. They know it. The law forced them to do a gender analysis of every single policy. Had they done one? No. But they impose it in the society. IFH cuts. The excuse is that it's too much money to spend. No? The Bill C-43, the omnibus bus, cutting and many other things for refugee claimants. So the confronting proposals, okay? The confronting proposals are, well, CIC, the settlement budget is reducing. We are competing with each other. I don't know if this is going to change. So where this money is going to come for sustainability, this will take harder for settlement agencies to succeed and to access government support. So the increase of stakeholders grouped into positions, for instance, business, education, institutions and municipalities. Should we go there and start, selling our expertise, our model? So we can do that. Look how many people are on the round. So are we going to start fighting with each other to submit a proposal? Or are we going to take the model of sharing information to try to really approach a need? Person needs, my approach, persons needs center approach. My sustainability doesn't come from commercialization. My sustainability comes from the approach of trying to solve the social needs of people. That's why in my small office, and you know it, no? It's a very small. And as you see, I am the second in command, no? Because Loli is the main one. I don't want to accept that in public, but Mario is here, and she will be informed, so I have to.
You bet.
But my point is, IFH CAT, what our organization did, we create a clinic for uninsured people in our basement. And now we are receiving money from ISHA, the Inner City Health Association. No, we are not receiving anything. They are paying the doctors to go there. But we have nurses that are volunteers. We have other international trained doctors that are acting there. We have psychiatrists that go for free. Because the need was uninsured people. And we are doing it. It's going to be sustainable. It's 12 people every Saturday. We gotta do it. So the access to education, you know that's the new problem that we have? Children are not accessing primary school or secondary school, or non-status people that are stuck here, young people, they are not accessing post-secondary education. So now we have a documentary. Who paid for that? Well, volunteer work. That's the answer that I received from Canada. Housing. The city is supporting us now. Labor, the unions, because we are dealing with exploitation in many corporations. And CBSA now checking documents everywhere in the Portuguese bakeries and all the stuff around the office. So we have to deal. Who is going to help us? Unions. So human trafficking, the federal government, no. They hate me with passion. The city is helping us. The Department of Justice is helping us from the perspective of the protection of victims. The NSP, finally, we receive NSP. Wow, this is crazy. Networking. The federal government cut the money for networking. Cut the salary, cut the budget for OCASI for networking. Why? Because they want to deal with you in isolation. But who can give you money for networking? Maybe the city, maybe other institutions. In basis of our needs is our sustainability. I am a dinosaur, and I hope that I die as a dinosaur. Thank you very much.